Today, I've come to Guangzhou, which is an open city connecting China and the world, as well as an innovative highland supporting the development of Guangdong, Hong Kong, Macau, Greater Bay Area. Innovation is a buzzword in China today. From the crisscrossing high-speed railway network to medical breakthroughs in life-saving technology, you can see innovation achievements everywhere. One may ask, what is the secret behind this innovation power? Well, this time I'll visit the Guangzhou branch library of China National Archives of Publications and Culture to explore the reasons for the continuous innovation and development of Chinese civilization with my new friend, Mr. Yu Pun Hoi, founder of Hong Kong 01 and chairman of the board of directors of the Institute of New Structural Economics at Peking University. Mr. Yu, after coming to China, I deeply feel that innovation has changed Chinese life. Has innovation always been a distinctive feature of Chinese history?
We Chinese always treasure the importance of innovation and changes. More than 3,000 years ago, the first emperor Tang of the Shang dynasty has actually inscribed a line on his bathtub so that he can remind. What it says is that 苟日新,日日新,肉亦新. What it really means is that if you can do improvement a day, why don't you do that every day so that you can improve upon what you have already achieved in the past? In the classic of poetry, there's also a part that says the Zhou dynasty may be an old state, but its mission is to continuously improve and stays new. So our ancestors really focus on innovation and changes and keep reforming ourselves all the time. The invention and popularization of the Chinese character is of great significance in Chinese history. About 2,000 years ago in the Han Dynasty, we invented paper. Later on in the Tang Dynasty, we also created the woodblock printing. About 1,000 years ago in the Song Dynasty, Bi Sheng, who created movable typing. Thereafter, the widespread use of Chinese character started. I studied in the Canadian University in late 70s. I attempted to publish a community newspaper in Chinese, but the local printing house cannot do anything for me because they don't have the similar kind of typesetting. Returned in Hong Kong in the 1980s, I worked in the newspaper. At that time, they were still using letterpress printing. This is like this kind of typesetting. I was the one that introduced computer typesetting to newspaper publishing in Hong Kong, and this helped enhance the efficiency extensively. But that is the beginning of the combination of the construction of Chinese character with computer technology. Innovation is a convergence of the grand abstract concept and the practical and daily use of it.
When we are talking about innovation, it's not just about scientific or technological innovation. I mean, you can feel the spirit of innovation all along China's development. But how can we better understand it in a more comprehensive way?
About 1,500 years ago, in the Book of Wei, it was the first time the word innovation, 创新, was established. It basically saying that we should eliminate all the bad things, and then we should continuously strive for a newer and innovative way for the governance of the country. I can give you a contemporary example. I'm sure you have heard of the one country, two system, which the CCP proposed. It is a very innovative institutional arrangement because there's no such thing in the past. Hong Kong and Macau can be returned to the motherland and without changing the system it has been adopted in the past. With the capitalist system in Hong Kong and Macau and the socialist system in the mainland, they converge nicely with each other. And this has been the case. I was born and raised in Hong Kong. Since the handover, I personally experienced how Hong Kong people become its own master. In recent years, the Chinese government introduced the dual circulation, the Belt and Road Initiative, and also the Greater Bay Area strategy. Because of the one country, two system, Hong Kong, through this new innovative institutional arrangement, could extensively benefit from such kind of arrangement.
Just along the way, we've seen the development of China. What do you think is the most important impact of innovation of Chinese civilization on China's development path today?
China was a feudalistic society, agriculture-based. It started to experience a lot of capitalist mode of production in the early day in the 20s, in the 30s, at the late Qing dynasty. And we have difficulty to understand what is the city's proletariat, the workers, how do they join the system. We understand the peasants much more. So through this process, we find out that Marxism gives us a lot of new guidance on how to develop the country. But through this experience in the last 40, 50 years, we also find out historical tradition, the fine tradition of Chinese culture, plays a very important role, not only because the two ideas, the Chinese tradition thinking and also the Marxist thinking, they have a lot of areas are in common. Not only that, they very much fit into the society, into our history. Now we understand it through the combination of this tradition and Marxism, the Marxism with Chinese characteristic. And I believe this is one of the greatest innovative work that modern China has achieved. Only when this innovation occurs that China can become a modern China. And this is what is happening today.
We see the impact of it on China right now, and it's carrying on. What it brings to the world?
I think we need to understand it in a way that every country, every nation will have its own path to move forward. We can learn from others, but we cannot copy it. For example, in the West, they have experienced a lot of difficulties with financial trouble. They have a lot of difficulty with geopolitical conflict. Why? I think because their way of managing its country is becoming outdated. What they should do is to try to find out, not bullying other people, not thinking that their own idea is the dominant idea. Every country would need to have its own path. We don't intend to export anything in that arena, because exporting idea is a very difficult thing. We all have different culture, we all have different history, we have a very different way of living. So I think try to always thinking about adaptation, being inclusive, being open to new ideas. I think everybody knows how to be innovative as long as you don't trap yourself in dogma, you trap yourself in certain imported thinking without making any changes to it. The innovative character of keeping pace with the time is actually an important prerequisite for the Chinese nation to create and form a great civilization lasting for thousands of years.
The world today is undergoing constant reforms, and China is at the forefront of this trend. As we've discussed above, innovation has always been a prerequisite for the progress of civilization and a driving force for the progress of the world.